Good morning. Today's Thursday here in Dubai. It's lovely weather. Finally, it's cleared up a bit. Skies were kind of gray and the air was just dense and there was very high levels of dust. I guess it measured as, how do you say, um, highly and unhealthy or severely unhealthy. So yeah, I'm glad it's better now. Anyway, yeah, crypto is kind of Bitcoin is staying relatively stable, while altcoins had like a severe dip and then a major push to the upside. So some coins like near, um, that one is up like 50% since 24 hours ago. Of course, it had a big dip prior to that, but still, it's looking like it might be really getting into altcoin season at the moment. Um, yeah, the amounts of money that are flowing around right now in crypto space are simply staggering. And I was thinking that it would be great if you look at, people like Alex Becker pump a couple millions into small cap coins and then, 10x, 20x or more of the gains. It would be, I'd be interested to know how many people would sign up for a charity program to basically, before you get started, before the gains are materialized, you commit to giving a certain percentage of the profits that you make. So no profits, no donations. But say that could be like automated to some extent. For instance, say you have an active trader. I know Alex Becker doesn't trade as much, he mainly buys and holds, but say you have an active trader, he could commit to say 10 or 20%, however generous he feels, of his profits on every trade. Could go to a charity. Now there's multiple ways of doing this. I think it should be automated so that it's not additional work, because otherwise, you know how that goes. So one option would be to have an API monitor the exchange and bill to a credit card. Of course, even if you have like the maximum cashback, in some instances, unless you have one of those crypto cards that pays like 8% or whatever from crypto.com, and I don't know if those work for everything, you probably end up the charity would lose maybe 2% over whatever is donated due to the fees, generally I guess 4%, unless there's exceptions for charities. But back to the point, one option would be to just charge the amount on a credit card separately, or a bit riskier perhaps, since withdrawals, if an API can make a withdrawal, it's a bit more of a security risk, although I suspect that a lot of exchanges would still require like email confirmation or something like that. So maybe it could be set up and then authorized at the time of the transaction. But I think that could be a good idea to, start a foundation. We call it like Crypto for Good or something along those lines, and try to automate and facilitate the process, and maybe like make like a leaderboard or something that would kind of maybe gamify it or make it interesting and appealing for people to participate in it. Yeah, that's something I wouldn't mind working on once I find the time. What might also be interesting is to have a credit card that automatically, how Nexo has the card which provides 2% cashback. It would be interesting to either collaborate with platforms that already have a card that already gives some percentage cashback and agree to have that donated. Since, it's a small percentage, it's cashback on what you spend. Most people wouldn't really notice that it's, being taken out at the time of the transaction. It's not a big deal for most people. The other option would be having a card, a specific card for the charity. So like basically replicate, say like the crypto.com card or the Nexo card. Of course, that's a lot more work, but has its pros and its cons as well. Might also be possible to do collaborations with exchanges, perhaps during certain periods, to agree with the exchange that they donate a percentage of the trading fees that they generate to charity through the foundation. That could bring a good amount of revenue, because if you see the volumes going through exchanges, how much profit they make, and it's kind of a win-win, because the industry as a whole sometimes doesn't have the best reputation, even though I think crypto can be a force for good. There's a lot of greed involved, of course, and a lot of scams. People get too greedy as well. So fortunately, the bad apples get like a lot of the attention, and so this might be a way to focus some attention on potential positive aspects of it. So yeah, anyone watching this who has experience in this space, or is a developer, or has a software company who might be interested in developing this or partnering, let me know in the comments, all right? Or send me a message. Thank you. No audience yet, but hopefully someday.